Good detail.
What's going on, everyone? We have a really special episode today. We're talking all about trim carpentry. And if you know anything about us by this point in the series, you know that we like to save as much as humanly possible. This old piece of trim, you can't buy a profile like this anymore. You can't find those lines, you can't find those angles. It's dimensionally stable, it's aged with the house, and there's a ton of value in that. Unfortunately, it's caked with paint, it's dinged up, and we have to replace a lot of it. We're talking with our trim carpenters today about how we marry the old stuff to new stuff. Adrian and Brandon are going to show you around this project. We introduce you to our newest team member, Jordan, and we also give you a behind the scenes interview with Tony, our trim carpenter. So it's a lot of camera interviews, it's a lot of showing the details of this project, and this is really the turning point for us because it shows when this house it goes from drywall and just primed walls into something that's actually a home that the clients are actually going to like living in. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into it.
Green Building Army, welcome back. It feels so good to be back here at our historical restoration project. And I don't know if you can tell, but these floors are finished. The client opted for a more matte style finish, and I don't think it could really look any better. These floors look amazing, they feel amazing. This place already feels so much better, even with our built-ins not in here yet. It's already starting to look so much better. I don't know if I'd move in quite yet without having this resolved, but once these built-ins go in, this whole bottom floor is gonna feel so good. We're all about protecting our investments here. Today, I'm gonna be spending the time covering all of our floors. We have this type of floor protection. We also have some ram board staged in the kitchen right now. I'm gonna get these floors protected, and then beyond that, I'm going to start staging everything that we have been just kind of throwing in the kitchen. Obviously, this is an organized chaos right here. Things have been placed very carefully, but it looks like absolute chaos in there. And then tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning, we have Tony, our trim carpenter, coming through, and he's gonna start just knocking stuff out left and right. Well, for now, I'm gonna get to ram boarding.
Guys, I've been off camera for a little bit. Adrian has been holding it down. I've been stuck in the back, making sure the project runs smoothly on the paperwork side of things. And Adrian is crushing this, and Brandon is too. He's stepping over from our Bryn Mawr project. What are we doing today? We're doing carpentry. Floor protection's down. Mix of old stuff, new molding profiles. Guys, we got the newest member of the team, Jordan.
Oh, good. I love that you kept the lamp.
That's the best way to introduce me.
Jordan just joined the team, systems, operations, and tell us a little something about yourself. Dude stays hydrated. Organized chaos.
Complete miter saw.
We gotta go change that filter pretty soon. We've been swapping them out every couple of days, but goes to show you how dirty the construction process is. Cabinets are looking really, really good.
I love that you kept the lamppost.
A lot of work still. A lot of work.
That's right. So we were building like a little wet bar, and it has the cabinets up there already, and then we have a wine fridge. So then, like, to connect everything and like make the paneling and stuff, we're gonna have to like fabricate it out of just like pieces of this.
One of the biggest misconceptions of construction is that reusing materials saves money. It's actually incredibly labor intensive, hard to get the perfectly finished product, and yeah, we try to do a mix of both. So mimicking older styles with newer materials, newer trim profiles. So one room's molding might not be identical as the heritage stuff that's still here, but it's a balance that we leave the choice to our customers. They want to spend more money to redo everything, or dip and strip old stuff, or source some salvage yards. Balancing act.
Big day so far today, guys. I've been in here with Brandon. We've been picking up a bunch of lumber, but I'm here with one of our favorite subcontractors. I'm sure you guys have figured it out. We like a lot of our subs that we work with, but for real, this guy, Tony, really makes what we do shine on another level. Without further ado, I'm just gonna get into it. Here's my man, Tony.
Hey guys, hello everyone.
What's going on, Tony? We're stoked to have you finally here in this project. We had you come look at it a little while ago. Obviously, this place looks super different than the initial couple walkthroughs. So we have you in here now. You're hard at work. I'm interrupting you from doing what you're supposed to be doing, but thank you for taking a minute to talk to us. So Tony, tell us a little bit about yourself. You are a trim carpenter or a carpenter, or how do you like to view yourself?
So I do a lot of stuff. I can do framing, drywall, little bit of spackle, painting, but doing trim, that's one of the things that I love to do. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Cool, awesome. Well, you do an awesome job. We've actually done a project with Tony before in a different part of the city on a house that's actually maybe 100 years older than this, and you absolutely knocked it out of the park for us. Do you remember that project over on block this if I can't say it, Front Street? Remember we knocked the walls down and we had to do all the casing on the ceiling?
Yeah, now I remember which one is it. Yeah.
So that was difficult too, because that was, we were tying into old plaster work, we were tying into some old trim work, but you made it look amazing.
Always doing my best. I want people being happy with my work, so that's one of my things. Always do my best. So
that's awesome.
I'm here to do what I have to do.
Yeah, you're the man. So what did you think about that? Did you have a lot of experience with like reusing old original trim before that? Is that something that is common?
Yeah, it's kind of always old stuff looking good too. So if you do a good job, always looking good. So that I like doing that. Yeah.
Using the old trim, reusing it.
Always is easy new stuff, but old stuff always looks good when you're doing right.
Well, you did it right over there, and that's why we couldn't wait to get you in here to start doing this stuff. So right now I know you're doing a stair skirt for us over here.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Still needs to do a little bit more cuts, but it'll look nice when done. So.
It seems super tricky, but it looks like you're getting close.
Yeah, it takes time to do it, but it'll be good when finished.
Is there anything that you've seen on this project so far that looks like it's going to be tricky, or you don't have it figured out yet? That you know.
No, everything else is easy. This year took a little bit of time to make it work, but this is one of the things always took time to do it.
Yeah.
So,
especially like these stairs aren't perfectly uniform. They're not like
right. It's not
really perfectly straight, but in order to
square, it's not level.
Yeah.
So.
But we weren't able to completely tear down and rebuild it because it's all built into the structure together, and we gotta get this project moving, man. You know, so. Very cool. I'll let you get back to what you're doing now. I'll probably check in with you at some point later on, but if the people see the work you're doing and they like it, who do they contact you directly, or you have a website?
Sure, you can go on website and type Tony's Construction Company.
Awesome. Well, we'll put a link for it maybe right up here somewhere, Sasha, huh? Maybe a link to Tony's website. And awesome, thanks, man. I'll let you get back to work.
All right, buddy.
You're the man. So today we installed this beautiful brass sink. It needs to be cut. We'll replace some of the pieces down below here as well. And this powder room is rocking. Besides that, we did some tidying up. I'm putting some work in on the washer and dryer over here. Got our cords installed. That looks good. We have our outlets installed. We don't actually have the hoses for it. Somehow did not come with the washer and dryer, so we'll go pick those up. I think we have some over at one of our other job sites. Holy smokes, this is my first time seeing the stair stringer in place. Got the blocking in there. This thing looks like it has always been there, in a good way. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic job, Tony. This was 1 to 10 difficulty. How was it?
I would say 10. It's all different. It's all different measurements. Nothing is the same, so it's...
That's kind of our MO here, is old houses, nothing's ever the same. Makes projects fun and interesting, and you really have to pull out a lot of the tricks.
Yeah, that's interesting how they've done it before. Much.
And I don't think they had any Milwaukee tools. Cool. Well, I'll leave you to it. You're the man. What do you think, Brandon?
That's good. Better than I could have done.
Oh, this New York Mets green building.
Yes, sir. Let's go Mets.
Wanted to show you guys this cool detail. We have baseboard going into the party wall, just plaster and brick. In order to be able to get those nice and secure, we have Tapcons. And then what they've done is countersunk them into the baseboard. So we can just go right over that. You won't see any remnants of that, but this thing's going to be solid, secure up against this plaster wall. Good detail.
One of the things the homeowners here asked for were these rounded edges. We had a couple in here, you know, from the original part of the house. And some of them we tried to take all the outside corners and kind of do the same thing here, same profile. We were wondering how we were going to trim it out. We left it in Tony's hands, and this is what he came up with. Beautiful little detail, not easy to do. These little pieces are tough, but man, oh man, did he crush that. See it over here as well. Not caulked, not finished yet, but beautiful, beautiful job. Not easy to do. But boy, oh boy, did he do it. Adrian, what are you working on over here?
Well, we have a wet bar going in here. We have a cool old reclaimed cabinet that we took from our inventory. Love giving recycled material like that a second life. Things look really sharp in here. We've got the dual temperature wine fridge, and I'm working on getting everything level, flush, and ready to have it templated for countertop.
Man.
All on day's work here at Green Building Network.
These guys at GBN Army know what they're doing.
Like and subscribe.
Well, we made it to Friday, and we're moving. Things are moving along. There's a lot of details to knock out. The trim guys have a ton of work cut out for them, but so far, it's looking pretty awesome. Got a bunch of these new doors in. We went with a 2-panel shaker style, and then down here on the first floor, really prioritizing the old reclaimed trim. I don't think it really could look much better. Once everything's caulked, painted up, it's going to really bring a lot of that old style of the house, the original stuff, mixed it in with some of the new stuff, and like this full glass door, beautiful old reclaimed trim from this house. I just don't think it gets too much better. Are we doing this to save money? No, it's not really saving us that much money. New trim isn't that much, and the time it takes to prepare this old stuff is significant. We've spent time trying to locate similar styles of trim like this. Really don't have casing like this. I've been to every mill worker around here. We're not trying to do custom stuff for everything. The stuff we have in the other parts of the house, it's nice. It's great. I don't think anyone's gonna like complain about it. But this has been in this house for maybe hundreds of years. So here it remains.
I'm trying to get some shots of these guys doing their job, but it's this over and over and over and over and over and over.
So they're nailing the details. Personally, I'm working on staying out of their way, making sure they have the materials to keep rolling. That's been a big part of this week, making runs to the supply shop. But besides that, getting organized, now that we have all of our baseboard and everything down over there, I've been able to kind of clean up the kitchen. We are looking pretty good in here. Next week's gonna be a big week. Continuing with trim carpentry, we have more doors to install, more trim, but I'm gonna be in here. We are going to be hopefully getting our shelves set. Then once the shelving is in, we'll be able to do our backsplash, kind of nailing some of the details of that before we get into it right now. So that's it. Have a great weekend. Maybe I'll shave. Maybe I'll keep the beard going. I don't know. We'll see. But catch you guys all back here Monday. In the meantime, like, subscribe, tell your friends. All right, we're out of here.